Hello! This week I've got two great tips for you to help you navigate this world of virtual events we're all stuck with. My name is Hamish Robertson and I am the CEO and co-founder of the Watch Collectors Club. Welcome to my vlog about my journey into the crazy world of entrepreneurship. Firstly, you'll notice a different background this week. I'm visiting my parents. It's been great to see them and we're going to have a lovely weekend together. This week I've continued to develop my textbook. It's been a really interesting process. I must have read thousands of books in my life, and I consume a huge amount of non-fiction media content as a hobby about politics and such like. It's very, very different trying to write something. Most of what I've written in my professional life has either been university essays or investment notes in the finance industry. This is so different, trying to think about the watch industry and how I'm teaching people about it in written format. The course I'm doing has proven really good so far, and I'm really enjoying it. A lot of hard work to come, but I'm just going to keep going with that. The other thing I did this week was attend a virtual conference called the CMX Summit. This is a content marketing organisation that's been running a few years now. However, the theme of this year's conference was communities. This means the communities that companies and other organisations are building so that they can better help, support and serve their customers. Whether it's a product, a service or a brand, lots of organisations are really dedicating time and resource to build these interactive communities so that their customers can help each other or the organisation can help them better. What's great about learning about the professionalisation of this industry over the last 10 years is it means that there's a lot of tools and resources out there that I can use to help build my community for our members of the Watch Collectors Club. It was a very great conference. I attended many webinars and I'm looking forward to using a lot of these resources in future. Which takes me on to the tips I learned from the conference. So there are two. The first came from the very first webinar I watched, which was a webinar on how to host great virtual events. One of the tips the lady gave was that every host or speaker or presenter of a webinar should give a personal fact about themselves at the start of the meeting. So of course, introduce your credentials and introduce the topic that your webinar or session is about, but then drop something interesting and fun about yourself in. This is in order to help build a quick rapport with your audience. She suggested something interesting hobby you have, something interesting about where you live, or maybe somewhere you've been recently, perhaps not this year. However, what was doubly fascinating after hearing about this tip was in the remaining 10 webinars or so I watched, the presenters who did this, it seemed to make a difference. So there really is something psychological going on between those who try and build that rapport in that way and those who don't. So I recommend you do it. And as you saw at the top of this video, I talked about why my background had changed. It's that simple. It's short, it's sweet, and for some reason for me, it seemed to work this week. The second tip is slightly more technical. Obviously, in a virtual conference run around the world, there was a big difference in sound quality between the webinar events. There was also a difference in how well I could understand the voices and accents of the different presenters. That's not their fault, it's my fault. What I did to solve this problem was act on a tip a school friend of mine gave me a couple of months ago, thanks Jono, which is to upgrade the sound quality of my virtual experiences. So I connected a very good speaker I have to the computer sound and let the webinars play through that. It made an instant difference. It really did make it easier to follow and listen to the webinars. So that's my other top tip. It's to connect the highest quality sound source you can have to your virtual event system. It really worked for me and I hope it works for you. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Please send all feedback my way, and if you're interested in the Watch Collectors Club, please go to www.thewatchcollectors.club or follow us on Instagram. Thank you.